Have you been told that Medivh is a hero for only Grandmaster #1 to play? Have you been told that you shouldn't be playing Medivh in silver, gold, bronze? Well, I'm here to tell you today that that's probably true. Probably you shouldn't play Medivh unless, I don't know, maybe like your Diamond Plus or something. But if you really want to, you should do so in a very specific way. And we're going to talk about that today in this video. But before that, really quick, we're going to talk about Heroes CCL. If you don't know what that is, check out Heroes Hearth. This is a crazy time for Heroes of the Storm. The game's competitive scene is reviving. If you want to get better, check it out. Twitch.tv/HeroesHearth, Twitch.tv/ChillyMountain. We'll be doing some watch parties for it. If you don't know what Heroes CCL is, really quickly, it's a new league, the top tier play of Heroes of the Storm. Very exciting league. Big name casters, big name players getting there. Lots of ex-pro players, European players, even pro Korean players. It's gonna be very awesome. So if you don't know what that is, check it out. Twitch.tv/HeroesHearth. Check it out there. Okay, without any further ado, let's jump into playing Medivh at any rank. Okay, so in the top level of play, Medivh is often there to just enable other to enable other heroes to make big plays. In lower tiers of play, if you're going to play Medivh in probably less than high diamond, you got to adjust your mindset. Personally, I adjust this mindset. How I play Medivh is I play Medivh for damage, unless I'm for damage and for like healing, like my own stats. Unless I'm playing with like a really high elo queue, like all GMs or something, or ex-pro player or something. Then I'll play like the traditional Medivh, how you should be enabling people. So what does this mean? This means at level 1, Portal Mastery is the default pick if you're at a high level of play and people are going to click on your portals. But if you're a low level Medivh, if you're playing Medivh in less than high, personally, I don't even pick Portal Mastery unless it's like Master 1K. Like it's like got to be some like pretty decent, really good players with me, or I just pick Winds of Celerity and get around the map faster. So why? What's the thought process here? If you place these nice tricky portals from bird form in gold, people are going to look at them and walk past them and look at you and be like, why didn't you play Kalthos? Or like something like that. So they don't know what a portal is. They don't know what to do with it. They're confused by it. So just accept it. Get it off your mind that people are going to click on your portals. If it happens, it's like a nice, fun little bonus. That's crazy. But probably they're not going to click on it. They don't know what it is. So just take Winds of Celerity, go around the map faster, and the portal's for you. And now you can go faster. You can insta-dismount from Raven. You can do some fun stuff. Let's just complete our quest, because it's not fun to not have the quest. So, talent-wise, let's go. We're level 20. That's what we'll do. Level 20. We'll run through the talents quickly. So you're a low-level Medivh. You're in Diamond or lower, or something like that. You're going to go Winds of Celerity. You want to get around the map faster. If you don't have a healer at all, because that happens in Storm League, as we know, you can consider this. Raven form increases Medivh's mana and health regen by 75%. I usually don't, because this helps me get around the map and kill people, but if there's no healer, this could be nice. Raven Familiar is an auto pick. The damage is actually disgusting, and the slow helps you get kills on your own. So let's just look at the slow really quick. So this is here. Maybe I could actually, if I had Arcane Explosion, I could kill him, but I haven't picked it yet. Yeah, maybe not. He's pretty tanky. But yeah, so that's a bad example against Arthas, because he's really tanky. Let's change. Let's say, we'll look at this later when it respawns. It's an ally hero. We'll go enemy hero. Maybe like a mage. There's like a mage would be fun to kill, like a Kalthos. This is for like your average player, this guide. So we'll say Kalthos. All right. So while Kalthos is coming over here, Arcane Explosion. It's also kind of a default pick. This is important to read. This is like that surprise damage that where if you have this knowledge of this talent, other people don't, you're gonna do surprising damage and you're gonna get kills. And it's also really nice combined with like diving forts, which we'll talk about in a bit too. So let's look at Arcane Explosion. This is how you get kills. You go portal behind, you hit him with a Raven Familiar, so he's slowed now, and now you take all the damage from the minions that you can, and that explosion, if you saw it, that little bit of extra damage. It's pretty bad and slow. Oh, I lost my quest. That's why I was like, why did that take so long to kill him? We lost the quest. Okay, we have the quest now. So another big part about Medivh is this quest is everything. If you don't finish this quest, it's going to be really hard for you to carry. Leyline Seal is pretty much an auto pick, but not necessarily. Alright, so let's see this again with the quest. You just saw how slow it was without the quest. And all of a sudden, Kaladesh just blows up, no problem. Level 13. So level 13, this is where there's a pick. So like 1, 4, 7, and 10. If you're in low elo, aren't really a pick. If you're in high elo, you should definitely go Portal Mastery every time. 13. So this is most of the time. Preventing at least 588 damage with the Force of Will reduces its cooldown but to 4 seconds. So it is a 9-second cooldown. You can get 4-second shields, which combined with your level 7 means you get more healing because you're shielding more, and you get more damage because a lot of your damage is going to come from your shield. We can talk about like strategy wise, but probably maybe like 40% of a lot of your damage coming from the shield, more than you would expect with Arcane Explosion. Like it's a bunch. And then 16, this is the one where there's a true choice. So 16, well, that's not true. So hold on, let's go back to 13 really quickly. So 13, you're doing well 95% of the time. There is these times in the game where, like, say there's a team fight, and it's a very explosive team fight every single time, and you only get one shield out of every team fight. Like, the team fight's like, I don't know, a huge, massively explosive team fight. Maybe Kel'Thuzad's doing a big combo, and if he hits it, immediately everybody dies, and if he doesn't, then then the other team loses. You could consider Circle of Protection if your team's getting AoE blown up. This is pretty rare that I go for this. You could also consider Circle of Protection if you have like a bunch of melee clump, like say Samuro, because it does shield the clones, like Samuro, main tank, bruiser, and a melee healer like a Rhaegar. Like if you have like a million people in that situation, there'd be 3 Samuros, 2 tanks, and a healer. So like 6 bodies in melee. So this would be 6 shields, and they all actually do explode. They're talented shields. They're not untalented, so they explode with the Arcane Explosion. So it could be actually disgusting. So if you have that weird situation where there's a whole bunch of people in melee, consider this. It's pretty rare though. I go probably 1 in 25 games. I'll go Circle of Protection. Very rare. Okay, so at level 16, what do we pick? Level 16, most of the time, Temporal Flux is the pick because you can just spam ley lines like really quickly. So if we ley line, you can see it actually reduces, so we'll go for this one. It reduces it very quickly. So look at my cooldown. It's going, and if a lot of the time, so it's already like, it was at 75, it's already at 45 now. A lot of the times when you use your ultimate, you can, right afterwards, like, get like a free 4-man. Wow, that Living Bomb really hurt. Here, look at the Arcane Explosion here. Boom. Alright. This talent is very good because you get like big Qs. You Q a bunch of people together. So it's hard to show right now, but especially out of a big ley line, like the enemy team engages, like an ETC slides in, and they all kind of collapse on one target, and you ley line them all. Then you're gonna get like a nice like 3 or 4-man Qs like a few times in a row, and your ult's gonna be back to like a 20-second cooldown like right away. So this talent's pretty nasty. You can spam ley line on like really low cooldown, which is pretty nice. But sometimes that's not the pick. Sometimes you can't get 2 ley lines off in a fight, no matter how quickly you go. The fights are too explosive. Like no matter what you do, you won't get 2 ley lines. So then you have to think. Like just think about it. Is a portal, like if you have your portal up more, is that going to win you the fight? Are the portals really important for your particular game? You're level 16 now, so you've had a long time to observe the game and see how things are going. And maybe you've noticed that, hey, if I just had my portal up a little bit more, I would be in a great spot. Like people are just barely getting away while my portal's on cooldown or whatever. Just think about it. And then if not, you can just go for the damage. Just a little bit of damage. It's not a ton, but it could be helpful. There is also these Nanoboost Medivh comps where it's pretty nasty. If the enemy team's a bunch of melee, you can easily land your Q every time. And you go for level 16, the 15% damage, and then level 20, the 15% spell power. And then stacked with Nanoboost together, so you pop them all together. It can actually be like an absolute ton of damage. So we can do tower diving when he comes back. Oh yeah, and level 20. So level 20 is also a choice. So level 16 is a choice. 20 is definitely a choice. 20, the default is the ultimate upgrade. You can go for the wave clear. Minions and catapults hit by Arcane Rift are instantly killed if you need it. So it's kind of like you don't really want to pick it, but if you need it, it can be good. It can save you. So basically when you want to pick it, if you have 2 keeps down and you're just going to lose to wave clear, maybe a picture 2-minute Spider Queen, like you're just getting overwhelmed by wave clear, consider picking it. Arcane Brilliance you could pick, especially Arcane Brilliance. Often when I pick this, we're on a core push, you know, like the enemy's core, we're all hitting the enemy's core and it's gonna be close, and my ultimate is down and it's not gonna be back up in time. So Medivh cheats will do nothing in that situation. You just want to grab Arcane Brilliance and pop it immediately for the extra damage to finish off the core. That's a nice one. And then Dust of Disappearance. This is actually pretty nice. Very rarely, if you want to be like, if you really want to like outplay somebody. So why is this good? The invisibility is not good, but it's nice to cancel targeted abilities. Like, I don't know, like an Uther Stun or just like something. Like if there's targeted abilities that you think the enemy, you can outplay the enemy player who has the targeted ability, you can pick Dust of Disappearance up. And it's hard to do. So if you're like, you know, if you're not a really high-end player, I would stay away from it. But it can be very nice. But probably 19 and 20 games, I go Medivh cheats. And Polybomb is pickable. Polybomb's not bad. It's just Leyline Seal is really good. So there's no reason not to go it most of the time. Okay, let's look at tower diving really quick. Alright, so the thing to know about tower diving is you don't want to pop your shield early. Look at all that damage too. Look. I'm gonna die. Fuck. Maybe I'm okay. Can I get out of this? Ooh. Maybe. Oh shit. Alright, we tried. Let's take some damage first. So you want to do it. Ideally, so this is why you want to do it. Say you're fighting a hero, you guys are battling it out, and they run away and they say, "Ha, I got back to my base and I'm here." And usually they're chilling right next to the well because they tap, or they think about tapping, and then they hearth. And for some reason, everyone chills by the well when they run into their base. So what you usually do is you portal somewhere around there, and you go in here, and you wait a sec, and then you do a shield, and you see, I fucked it up actually. So I took the extra shot. You can take, if you do it right, you can take all 3 towers of damage if your minion wave isn't pushed in. So 1, 2, 3, and you can take 2 rounds from all 3 towers. So you get hit by 6 shots total. 1, 2, 3, twice. So 6 total. And what does that do for you? Your shield, Force of Will, heals the target for 20% of the damage absorbed. So you get 20% of 6 tower shots, which is a lot, especially with the armor reduction. And then, so you get some nice healing. Then you get a lot of damage also if you take this properly. If you take all 6 shots, you'll get the full damage of the Arcane Explosion. So whatever the max is, up to 691. So at level 20, it'll be 691, and it scales. So it's actually a lot of damage. And what else can you do? You can get 2 or 3 auto attacks off, and you get 2 Arcane Rifts off. So you can do a ton of damage, especially the auto attack with the buffed auto attack with the Raven Familiar. So your level 4 talent, we went over earlier, it does extra damage and it slows. So you're going to come out of here, you're going to do a portal, you're going to go in there, you're going to shield yourself, you're going to auto attack, you're going to Q them twice, and you're going to go back out and not take that extra shot like I took. And what is that going to do? It's going to do a lot of damage. So at level 20, it'll do 691 plus probably 250 plus an auto attack, whatever an auto attack does. 175 twice. So it's actually a lot. So let's like do it really quick for science. So 175 times 2 plus 250, the Raven Familiar, plus probably 2 Qs, 373 twice, plus 373, plus 373. And then you'll do the full damage of the Arcane Explosion, 691, plus 691. So 2,037 damage, roughly, something like that. So that's like half a health bar if somebody's squishy. You know, so if there's like a, picture that, there's like a half health Jaina. Jaina gets away with half health. Kael'thas gets away with half health, maybe even 60%. You could just kill them. Chromie, easy, you know, any of these squishies. Even like a low health, I don't know, like a Rhaegar or whatever. Someone even a little tankier, Deckard, something. Or a low health anybody, you know, if anybody's low health that doesn't have CC. Where this gets dangerous is if they have CC, and where it gets like really dangerous is if they have displacement. So if you go in here and there's a Diablo's going to flip you away from your portal, then push, and then you're going to die. So don't do it if they have displacement, and be really careful if they have CC. If you're being smart and you know their displacement or CC is on cooldown, then you're free to jump. And yeah, that's really tower diving. So take those into consideration, and don't underestimate how much, if you pull it off perfectly, like how much insanely high damage you can do to them. You know, you can chase them for a while too. Like, look at the number of seconds. So I'm going to go at 350. I'm going to click the portal at 350, and we'll see how long it takes me to come back. Oh my god, you didn't see that. Rip. Alleged Medivh player. Alright. Just kidding. Just kidding. Alright, we're going to go right now at 4 minutes. So how long can we chill in here? That's how long. Alright, so chilling there for 5 whole seconds. I can hang out. That's a long time in here. Here's the storm. I can hang out in your base for 5 seconds pretty comfortably. So that's cool. What else on Medivh? Like, alright, so there's a standard strategy with Medivh called portal picks. This is something you want to look for. If there's one person who steps up too far and there's not too much CC, you can just portal behind them. And in a nice world, your whole team takes the portal behind them and you all click. This is a bad example of it. Really, you want to be, they step up too far and you portal between them and their base. So they have to either go further towards your base and you take the portal back, or they have to go into you to get back to their base. So say there's like a Kale here, and he steps up just a little too far and he's here. You portal behind him and your whole team goes through. Ideally, it's probably not going to happen though a lot of the time. And you guys just kill him. And he dies especially because when everyone goes through, or even just you, and you auto attack him with the slow, he's going to be slowed and he'll be slowly walking back towards his base, and he'll be easy to kill. So look for that. When somebody steps up a little too far, just portal behind them. Portal picks, tower diving, boss steals. Boss steals, that's a crowd favorite. This is a crowd favorite for sure. So how can we do this? So it's hard to show here. It's going to be hard to show in this custom game setting, but basically the deal is when everybody's killing the boss and when it's starting to get low, you fly above here and you give the enemy team a geometry test. Can they stand in a circle? If they can stand in a circle, you cannot do anything to them unless you have your level 20 redirect, which we have. But most of the time you can. If they stand in a line or all in a clump on the point, you can steal the boss for them. So what you do is you just go up here and you just see how they are with their geometry. And I would say even in like low master, half the time they fail the geometry test. If they're really high elo, they'll go in a circle, or one person will stand off here, like stand out, and they'll just like wait for you because they know what you're gonna do, and it'll be like a Falstead and they'll barrel roll in, or it'll be like an Imperious and he'll queue over the wall or something. They'll at really high elo they'll know, but if you're like low elo, they're not gonna know. So wait for them to kill the boss, and what you do is you ley line all of them. And if you can't ley line all of them, especially in low elo, a lot of the times all you need to do is ley line like the tanks, because if there's a Sylvanas or something, or like a squishy out here, they're not going to think, like if they're lower elo, they're not going to think like, oh, I have to go into the point in this weird situation because my team is ley lined. They'll just start hitting you and be like kind of confused. So what you do is the boss goes down and you're here and they're all standing in a clump. You go, aha, you all stood in a clump. And you redirect and you get them and you cap the boss, and then you portal away while they're in the land. You say ha ha ha, and then you steal the boss. So that's cool. You can also do it for bruiser camps. Sometimes it's worth, especially when it's worth is like if you do it, if you steal the camp from them and then they're in here and then you fight them, like your whole team's with you and then you fight them in your own spell armor. Now that's pretty devastating because whatever, your whole team, you ley line them big, so your team has a lot of time to aim skill shots at them, which is very valuable in itself. And now your whole team has spell armor on top of it. So that's just like that's pretty devastating. So you can do it there as well. Be careful. Don't just waste it on a siege camp if there's a big team fight coming, because they might just be like, okay, fine, take the siege camp, and then your 5 ults be 4 ults. So sometimes it's not worth taking the camp sometimes. That might be most of it. If you guys have anything you think I missed, you think I should talk about more in this guide, definitely let me know. I might do like a more thorough, like more fleshed out Medivh guide for high elo players as well, because this was pitched a little bit more low elo. Yeah, let's go full screen. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any more things you want to see, if you have any more guides you have in mind. I did have a request for Warhead Junction, Haunted Mines. I went through all the map guides for like the main maps, but I didn't do Warhead Junction, Haunted Mines, Blackheart's Bay. And so we can do those too if you want. So let me know what you guys think about that idea. Besides that, definitely check out Heroes Hearth. Definitely check out what Chili Mountain is doing. If you go twitter.com/chili_mountain there, you can find all the coolest, like the most up-to-date stuff Chili Mountain's doing with CCL and tournaments and all sorts of Heroes of the Storm content. So check it out there. Besides that, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.